Close all. Off of Wi-Fi. Clear. Close everything. There we go. Man, the screen is dirty. And my jeans are ripped. I've got several pair of jeans, and I don't know why, but all of them are getting holes right here in the left thigh. I don't have a clue why. Like, I think I have 4 pair of them that have got almost identical holes within like just a couple inches. And yeah, why? I don't know. Don't ask me, man. I just work here. Okay, weather forecast. Click 1. And click 2. All right. Strong winds. Top of stage in Mexico. That's not great. Okay, so we are, what is it? 84 degrees and it's partly cloudy. 9:30 on a Thursday. Welcome to Thursday afternoon. Almost. It'll be Thursday afternoon by the time I get back to my life. We'll just call it another work day, shall we? One of my buddies, every time I answer the phone, he'll call me, whatever, it's always, good morning. It doesn't matter what time of day it is, day or night, whatever. Good morning. It's Kevin. It'll be 9:45 at night. Good morning. So I'm going to start off with, it's afternoon. Why not? My life doesn't resume until then. I've been trying to be good Quasi. I do apologize to anybody that's suffering through my raw vlogs over on the Quasi Raw channel. I've been pretty stressed out lately. A lot of personal stuff going on, business stuff, just stress overall, and I've been proportionately salty in a lot of the vlogs. I'm usually pretty good at being able to censor myself, but I've just kind of let it go lately, and just, you know, whatever's happening in life, and I just say it. But that's not necessarily fit for consumption, so a lot of the stuff normally just ends up on the cutting room floor and I don't do anything with it. But I figured, raw channel, dump it over on the raw channel. Somebody wants to watch, let them watch. They don't want to watch, change the channel. So I don't know how many of my recent vlogs will make it to the primary channel production. Hopefully this was one of them. Yesterday was going to be one of them, but everything went sideways pretty much early, and definitely on the way home. The return trip about got taken out by multiple cagers. Just absolute buffoonery on the roads, changing lanes directly into the side of me. They can see me, they just never turn their head, that kind of stuff. Like, are you serious? Come on, pay attention, be a human. But yeah, so I don't know, I can chop those out. I think some of them are cautionary tales, though, just for other people watching. Maybe we can see those examples and learn from it what to try to proactively avoid. And I'm a pretty defensive driver, but it's just so much buffoonery going on Houston streets. It's a gauntlet. It's literally a gauntlet of stupidity everywhere you go. And it's very hard to get from A to B without being in some kind of a accident or altercation. People are just not attentive. They're wrapped up in their own worlds and not paying attention to everything else around them. Situational awareness, non-existent. Anyway, so yeah, trying to be good today. Trying to be happy Quasi, because today I'm hoping is my last work day of the week. If I can get a couple of these things that are stacked up waiting on me off of my plate, then I won't be working tomorrow. I'm just going to use it as a packing and prep day, because my son and I will be going to camp at Martin Dies Jr. State Park up in Jasper, Texas, and meeting a bunch of other guys for the Memorial Day weekend. We'll hang out up there and moto-camp and do some caveman TV for a few days. I need it. I need to unwind, de-stress. Of course, my stressors will still be waiting for me when I get back home, responsibilities and all that kind of stuff, but you gotta have a break every now and then. Just unplug for a bit, hopefully charge up your own batteries and reset thresholds so you can go back to the pain and torture, It's been tough for me over the last 8 months, whatever, since October, because my hobby was stripped from me, my livelihood, my zen, everything. It got yanked out of my life suddenly, and then I was basically shut in for months at a time, and it's been tough. It's been real tough, just maintaining sanity and composure and holding my breath, waiting for the next hit to come, you know. It's a crappy way to live. It's getting better. It's getting better. Physical pain is I wouldn't say gone. It's subsiding. It's getting better, but it's not gone by any stretch. But either I've adjusted to the new pain levels and I'm able to tolerate it without being as debilitated, or I'm going to get over now. I can already see that's going to be a mess. I'm getting better, you know. Whether it's healing or tolerance, I'm getting better. So we'll see how things go. I would like to get my shoulder issues sorted eventually, but I don't know if that's just a time and healing thing or if that's going to be surgical. The nerve stuff, there's some things that can be done, PT and some regenerative therapy kind of stuff, but I'm afraid that the rotator cuff issues are going to be a surgical fix, and I really don't want to do that. I don't have insurance, so health insurance, so it's a very expensive proposition. The left one might be covered by the accident, but somehow they never got my right shoulder in the mix on, you know, the damage inventory, whatever you want to call it. So it's the right one that's really given me the most trouble as far as pain. The nerve issues are left side. You know, I can't feel two fingers on this hand, but the pain, you know, constant irritation and weakness and stuff like that is my right shoulder, because somehow it's got a hold of the nerves, and it hurts all through my bicep. The shoulder, you know, raising it up above 90 degrees. I have no strength in that right arm anymore, and when I do try to, you know, maneuver or lift something, or it's this very sharp stabbing pain, and immediately shuts that arm down. So it's awful. And then not sleeping at night for more than 30 minutes at a time because I wake up, my arms are burning in a sleep and all that. That's it's less than ideal. But again, I'm bitching. I don't want to bitch. I'm still on this side of the dirt, so it's not all bad, right? So my neighbor at the warehouse that does sign work and vehicle graphics and all that kind of stuff, he called me yesterday and said that he's got an emergency. His workstation crapped out and he's got jobs pending. So he's like, "Oh man, can you bail me out of this?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'll be there this morning." So he said he's going to be in about 10:30-ish, so I'm headed there now, and I'll see if I can sort his issue. And then after that, I have a scheduled appointment that I was supposed to be at 9 this morning, but I told him I'd be late. So hopefully I can get there around 11:30 or noon, something like that, spend a few hours there, and then trek on home. So we'll get out here now, people, because it ain't getting better. And the HOV is parked. Man, this is not boding well for my commute today. Might be a filtering day. This is not great for 9:30 in the morning. 9:42. And it's this clogged. All lanes, including the HOV. Man, that's different. There's got to be something going on further up here close to Beltway 8, I guess. Why are you on your brakes with nothing in front of you, man? No real road problem, just Distracted drivers, not paying attention. The guy was on his phone as I passed and looked at him. He's on his brakes with nothing in front of him on the road, looking down at his cell phone. So I don't know how many people are going to be showing up for the moto-camp meet this weekend. I've had several people respond on Discord and a couple via text and one or two on YouTube on that community post that I put up a few days back. So I don't know, maybe about 10, 12 people, we'll find out. It's not going to be a big meet because it was fairly short notice. You know, Neil and Adrian started kicking it around just a week ago, I think, and it materialized kind of quickly. But these moto-camp kind of meets don't really appeal to everyone if you're not a seasoned outdoorist and know how to camp and carry your gear. Then they're probably a little bit gun shy about it. Excuse me. Woo, buddy. Air quality alert. Ruh-roh. Nope. It stopped. The light must still be out up there. I ain't going that way. I'll go this way. When the traffic is stopped a half-mile deep, no. No, thanks. Centerpoint's been doing a good job at getting all the power restored. I think they're back up to over 90% restoral now, something like that. But there's still a lot of traffic signals out at surface streets. You know, I don't know why those would be taking lower priority, especially when they're flashing red. I don't understand the mechanics behind that. If they're on, then they just need to be reset and synchronized. Not sure. Maybe somebody that's got experience with the traffic stuff would know, but yeah, I don't know. A lot of traffic everywhere. Maybe this is early holiday traffic. It seems like every surface street, even the highway, is really packed today. I mean, this is more traffic than you ever see on this road except for rush hour, and it's almost 10 o'clock in the morning. Early holiday traffic, I guess. I wish I were one of them, but not yet. Tomorrow morning, hopefully. Well, tomorrow late morning. I won't be leaving my house until, you know, probably midday, 10, 11 at the earliest, because I need to pack all that stuff, and I don't know if I have time to do that tonight. I'll start on it tonight, but you know, actually getting the bikes road ready, probably do that very first thing Saturday morning, or Friday morning, sorry, not Saturday. I'll take my batteries, you know, solar charging kit. Hopefully we've got sunny skies up there, I don't know, but I'll take my what in the world are you doing, man? Illegal 3-point U-turn in the middle of traffic because you're stupid? What is wrong with you? Find somewhere else to turn around. There's plenty of intersections and parking lots. Goodness. Anyway, Goal Zero charging kits and all that, and my cameras and the electronics to record the event, but I don't know how much in-camp recording I'll do. I'll make sure everybody's okay with it before I just do it. I don't know how the data connectivity is up there. If there's sufficient bandwidth, I might do a couple of live streams, just, you know, hanging out at camp kind of deal. We'll see. It'd be fun to do a Quasi Saturday Night Live at camp up there. Okay, then, I've arrived. I'm gonna shut this down. I'll wait for my neighbor to show up. He's not here yet, and clean up some of this trash out here maybe. Hopefully this will be short. I can get to my other scheduled appointment and wrap up my work tasks so I'm free for the weekend. Wish me luck. Alright, well, it's about noon. Right about noon. noon 20. So I'm knocking off early. I was a little bit too late to get over to my other appointment, and the guy said, "No, we'll pick up next week on Wednesday." So yeah, I feel bad. This emergency appointment here kind of preempted what we were going to do this morning, but that's the nature of the game. This was a failing motherboard. He had one or more RAM sticks that were bad. The CMOS battery on the board was toast, and the processor wasn't reliably clocking. So I think that thing took a power hit. Must have been a lightning strike or something during the storms last week. Who knows? What was that? Yeah, the whole thing was not healthy. So luckily I had a bunch of spare parts in the warehouse. It was a Dell Optiplex 9020, kind of an older unit. Yeah, that pole got snapped. So yeah, apparently we had a big power issue here. I wasn't here, so I don't know. Anywho, Optiplex 9020, I had some of those sitting in the warehouse, so I was trying to keep his main board in there. That way any of his software that he has wasn't invalidated, you know, based on board ID or system ID or anything like that. He runs a bunch of specialized graphics printing programs and vinyl cutters and all kinds of stuff like that. So I swapped the board and the processor, or sorry, no, I swapped the processor, kept his board, new battery, new memory, stuff like that. I managed to piece it all back together. It took a few tries to get everything happy, but yeah, it's an older machine, and start taking power hits, they're going to be a little unreliable. So hopefully he can back all that stuff up and look at getting a newer machine. Still running Windows 7, you know, a lot of those line of business applications, specialty applications, when you've got something that works, especially when it was really expensive, you know, really huge licensing fees or whatever, and it's a perpetual license, you want to avoid rocking the boat. You don't want to go paying for that stuff again. If it's working, leave it alone. It's just it's a utility, it's an appliance. You turn it on, you let it do its job, and hope for the best. I've got a lot of manufacturing customers that are still running Windows XP and Windows 7 for particular line of business apps, you know, behind the front lines, of course. They're not really, they're not exposed to the internet. They don't use them for other tasks, so you can kind of forgive that and run them behind firewalls and whatnot to where they're not really reaching out to the world. They're just sitting there churning on their own data. So, workday is done. It looks like my other responsibilities for later today and the one that was potentially tomorrow have also rescheduled. So that leaves my schedule open for packing and getting on the road tomorrow. So I guess there's the silver lining in it. I'm not making money, but you know, at least a silver lining in the clouds. I get to go have fun. Just tighten my belt a little bit, do it cheaper if I can. Speaking of tightening my belt, I'm hungry. Didn't eat dinner last night, and I haven't eaten today. I'm getting a little hungry again. Oh, Rez, you asked me in the comments this morning, I should stop. You asked me in the comments this morning if I had any info on that fasting routine that I do. It's not really a diet per se. There's no real rules to it other than it's a rhythm. Intermittent fasting. It doesn't really matter what you eat as long as you're eating stuff that's, you know, copacetic for your digestive system. And the goal is you try to have a minimum of 16 hours. Yeah, there's somebody here, you dumb shit. And then the guy behind him almost rear ends him because nobody stops. Sorry, forgive my language. I'm trying to keep it clean today. Anyway, the intermittent fasting is just to allow your body to flush everything out and get into early stages of ketosis, where you're burning fats for energy instead of carbohydrates and sugars and stuff like that. So it requires at least 16 hours of no caloric intake, especially no sugar intake, to get into that state usually. And it's not hard to do a 16-hour fast. I mean, a lot of people do it without even realizing they're doing it, and that's kind of my story. Is I did it for years just because I was so busy working and never really paid attention to schedule. I just ate as I got really hungry. And basically, if you eat in the afternoon, let me out. If you eat early in the afternoon and then don't eat dinner and then just go until breakfast the next morning, or you know, eat a late lunch, early dinner, and then skip breakfast the next morning and don't eat until lunch the following day, you're looking at about a 16-hour window right there. So it's not hard to do. And then if you stretch it even further, you know, 18 to 24 hours, you're supposed to get more benefits out of it. You know, more ketosis, more autophagy, where your body starts scavenging old and damaged cells and broken down proteins and stuff like that, and uses those for energy and gets rid of the junk, basically. It's trash collection routine. Autophagy, self-eating. So when you do that, it helps reset your gut clock and allows you to be less bloated, you know, especially if you eat inflammatory foods or oils or things like that that kind of mess up your digestion. The longer you can let it sit there empty and let it work itself out, the better off you are. What a lot of people that are into intermittent fasting will do is they will do a 24 to 36 hour fast once a week, or, you know, a couple times a month or something like that. And it kind of helps to kickstart the autophagy and metabolic reset kind of stuff. If you stretch them on to 36 hours, you get a lot more benefit out of it, but that's hard for a lot of people to do. 36-hour fasts are pretty long. If you have blood sugar issues like hypoglycemia or diabetes or anything like that, you have to be careful with those long fasts because you're throwing your blood sugar out of whack. But once you can ease into the routine and get your body used to it, and you're more caloric adaptable, I think is the term that they use. Your body is more apt to swing over and start using fats for energy instead of relying only on sugars and carbohydrates and stuff like that. Alrighty, home again. I'm gonna check on the kids' food situation and start getting the bikes ready to roll. Maybe I'll be able to take off early tomorrow morning. I might do a live stream this afternoon. I don't know. I'll see how things turn out. Do a little watch and greet while the bikes are being packed up. Hey, Grace. All right, I will catch you all for the next one, whatever it is. Next ride, next live stream, next. I'm going to try to get a couple of these videos out so events are current before I take off on this trip. Oh, give me a hug. Give me a hug. You didn't give me a hug. She always wraps her paw around my leg. All right, catch y'all later.